Hey guys, this is Vernon. So I'm standing in front of the Walters Museum. So one nice thing about Baltimore is most of the museums are free. So museums like this one and also the Baltimore Museum of Art over at the undergrad campus. So yeah, it's a really nice day and it's sunny in Baltimore, which is always a good thing.
Okay.
Hey guys, so still in Mount Vernon. This is the Mount Vernon Monument and you have parks on all sides, and then also the shuttle for school comes just on the other side of the monument, and then so that's the one that you take that's the stop you get off at when you come back into Mount Vernon from school. The shuttle stop that you take to go to school is just like a block over down that way, and this was about like a 4-minute walk from my apartment. So one of my favorite things about Mount Vernon is that it's like really in the city, so you have a ton of cool cafes and restaurants. There's also a lot of cool looking buildings like I mentioned earlier, so these really awesome looking row homes, and you actually can get like apartments in these guys too.
Okay, we're back everybody. My home's right there and we're going to Broadway Square. This is the main Fells Point area, and to tell you what we would normally be doing if you came here and visit, we would probably all go one night to this place right here, Max's Tap House. Very cool place where you can have some drinks if you like and eat some food. So normally with recruits we would come here. I remember doing that I think last year, right? It was like a lot of fun. Here's Broadway Square. You just missed by about 2 hours the Saturday market that is here every Saturday morning.
And then if you look this way, you've got a beautiful view of the harbor.
Yeah.
And a beautiful walkway, and we'll walk down there so you can get a little bit better view.
And I will say, when I came here for my recruitment, I stayed in that hotel right there, the Admiral Inn, Admiral Fells Inn, I think.
Yeah.
So I stayed right there, and I actually never thought like, oh, I don't know home right across the square one day. I actually didn't like it when I first came. It was just too cold, you know, and we like the warmth. Right, as you know.
This is a really nice area for eating.
Lots of restaurants, bars.
A lot of local businesses.
Unfortunately, there's an Insomnia Cookies here. They never close down. And during the Christmas time, we'll have a huge natural tree, real tree here. And if you're wondering about safety, a really safe area, especially in this downtown location. All the businesses chip into what is called the Waterfront Partnership. And so you have 24-hour patrols throughout this entire area to keep the businesses and the residential areas safe. You have people walking around, you'll see them in yellow jackets.
Picking up
give
trash.
Information, picking up trash, helping you get to where you need to go. So I really like this sort of Fells historic area. And to show you some of the COVID changes that are going on, these are normally little restaurants that are essentially in the living room of my home, like a row home like mine, converted to a restaurant, but they've created all of this beautiful outdoor space now overlooking the water to address some of the COVID concerns, of course, mitigation that's required. See, you have this old Belgian brick, they call it, on the ground. You have a lot of shops on the right and left.
A lot
really
of local
cool.
businesses.
So you'll see this all over Baltimore. This is what I love about Baltimore. On your left, you'll see an old historic building that's been renovated into a nice hotel. And you'll see a lot of preservation like that. Little historic buildings that have been converted into something else in order to preserve it. So usually people, when the weather is good, people are out here in force. And even when the weather is bad, actually.
And this walkway is really nice. It follows you all the way into, I guess, more of the center of Baltimore. And
yeah, Harbor East.
Harbor East.
You could take this along the waterfront all the way down to Harbor East.
And even over into Fed Hill.
Into Inner Harbor, and then even to Fed Hill. And you see across from us is actually Fed Hill. It's closer than it seems, but you have to, of course, walk around the harbor. You see Under Armour across the bay right there. You have Domino's Sugar to the right. That famous Domino's sign is up there at night. So we really love this area. You can just sort of walk out your door, go get coffee, go get food. And that's sort of what I wanted. I lived in a small college town and I wanted to experience more of an urban city life. And I wanted to experience Baltimore. I know maybe some people want to live outside of Baltimore. They don't like it so much, and that's cool too. But I really wanted to dig into Baltimore and experience it. I think this is a good way to do so. Mount Vernon as well, though.
Yeah. And it's very similar too in that like it's like older buildings
Yeah.
that have been like converted into something newer.
I love Mount Vernon for that.
I will say one of the more, I guess, non-old highlights of this is we have a Whole Foods about 2 blocks away from us down the road, and it makes it really nice to walk out our door and be able to go to the grocery store.
That's something I forget, talking about groceries. Right.
Yeah.
And we do, on our street, we have a Whole Foods, so it's a very short walk. Other than Whole Foods, I mean, you could take the water taxi down to the Safeway, right? Safeway?
Yeah, Safeway.
I've always wanted to do that. I never have.
And, then, and there's a Target shopping center about 2 miles away over in Canton, which I think you guys are going next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna then ask you guys, what do you find is like the most convenient things about living in Fells Point, and like the least convenient things about living in Fells Point?
For me, most convenient, I am a mile walk from work, so
Yes.
I can be at work pretty much any time, snow, rain, or not, and I could get to walk there, so it's a nice little activity for me in the morning and at night.
Dr. Sherkova heard that. She can make it anytime.
Oh, she already knows.
Yeah, my favorite part is definitely being the proximity to school, and also proximity to the waterfront and all of the shops in the historic area of Baltimore. It's my favorite. And I will say that the biggest downside is, although I live down in the square, I'm not, as you know, Grant, I'm not like a bar person, okay? So it can get quite loud, all right? And at night, maybe you'll open your door and you'll see someone, near your door, okay, doing things that you may not want them to do. But, so it could get a little crazy Friday night, Saturday night. Of course, lately it has not been that way, of course, understandably. But I was here for about a month when things were open, and it got pretty wild. Now, that's okay, but if you don't like a lot of noise, you might not want to live right downtown in this area. But when I lived in Mount Vernon, I think it was sirens and ambulances that I heard 24 hours a day.
Yeah, Mount Vernon is like you're by like 3 hospitals when you're living in Mount Vernon, so there's a lot of sirens.
And parking, of course. Well, initially I thought it was very difficult. You saw that narrow street, but relative to other places in Baltimore, I always find a spot within 100 feet of my home. It's not bad, actually.
So you're okay with having a car in?
Yeah,
Yes,
actually,
we
I have
actually
two.
have 2 cars right
Okay.
now.
And I'm always parked near my front door on that
Okay,
street.
awesome.
Yeah, we've never had a big problem.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so,
Yeah, this is Fells Point.
and just wrapping around, you can even see Fed Hill across the water there. Fed Hill, very cool area. A little farther from campus, but well, I hope to see y'all in person. And when things open up, maybe we can go down to Max's together.
Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of the Patterson Park area. So yesterday we went and toured Mary's apartment, Beejan's apartment, Ben, Ella, Georgia's apartment, and it was a beautiful sunny Saturday in Baltimore. Well, today we've got a beautiful snowy Sunday. So I live just north of here with my 2 dogs, so this is a great place to live if you have any pets, or if you really like going on walks. It's a perfect place for that. So Patterson Park is a huge park. It's got miles and miles of walkways, tennis courts, all sorts of green spaces. It's a great place to relax. We even got a community garden. It's a great place to come. You can get a lot in the springtime, in the summertime, grow some vegetables. Gives you a little taste of nature in the city. So that's one reason I love this area, one reason I live here. But you can kind of see some people sledding. It's a great place for families and dogs and everything. So I definitely love this area. In this area, you're going to find apartments that are, you're going to get a little bit more space for your money than somewhere like Fells Point or Canton, or even Mount Vernon. But, and there's going to be a little more parking here, great street parking availability. But it's going to be a little farther away from restaurants, from bars, so kind of, and for some grocery stores. So kind of depending on, what you're prioritizing, this could be a very convenient place because it's only a 10-minute walk from school, or a little less convenient if you really like going out to eat often and things like that. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. I love it. This is just a quick overview, but thanks for coming.